Мы находимся на премьере документального фильма «Боевое Братство», режиссером которого является Iskander Galiev. Этот фильм рассказывает о жизни американских и русских военных ветеранов, которые знают, что такое жизнь и смерть. Они верят в настоящую дружбу и человечность, что самое важное и актуальное, особенно в наши дни сейчас.
Голливуд Бульвар, место называется Теннис-театр. Мы ожидаем около 900-950 человек в среднем. У нас будут звезды, VIP люди, с government люди приезжают с DC. У нас чемпионы есть разного спорта, чемпионы мира. Есть также американские звезды. И, конечно, очень радостно видеть российских звезд, моделей и, конечно же, людей, которые... я считаю, что с многих стран даже сегодня приехали поддержать. Так что добрый путь, и, конечно, мы еще встретимся здесь. Спасибо.
Мы все очень рады, что здесь, в Лос-Анджелесе, объединяются и русские, и американцы, и люди с разных стран приезжают, чтобы посмотреть Brotherhood, directed by Iskander Galiev. Поэтому оставайтесь с нами, и мы вам расскажем еще больше. First of all, can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Michael Apodaca, and I'm the president of the Emerald Society Pipes and Drums, Los Angeles Police.
Wow, it's nice that you are here with us today. It's an honor. What do you think about the film, and what does Battle Brotherhood mean to you?
Well, our military, no matter where you're from, they protect us and give us all the rights that our countries provide us. And we're blessed to be here in America and have our military support us and preserve the rights that we have. So we're an honor to be here, and what a great idea to have this movie and show that brotherhood.
Yeah, exactly. It is important. Do you think this film is up to date now?
Is what?
Up to date.
I think that it's going to be very representative of what's happening in the world today. And so I think that it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people. I met one of our Gold Star families, the parents of one of the lost. And actually I was talking to him and told them that we were going to dedicate our play to their son.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing this with us. Would you say something to our Russian viewers, because we're interviewing actually for Russia right now?
Well, we're honored to be playing for both our military and for your military. I know that we have some differences, but really we just want to protect our families at home, and we pray every day that all of our soldiers go home to their families.
This is true. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you for having us. It's an honor to be here.
We're coming through.
Eyes together here. That's a star, yeah.
Whereas everyone else comes.
Come down here.
I'm going to be representing him soon.
Today we have our guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Anastasia Carr.
I'm Andrew Bennett.
We are so honored that you are here, guys. So just a few questions. What are you expected to see today? What are your expectations?
Just the recreation of life as a soldier, before, during, and after life on the battlefield.
Can you talk about yourself a little bit? You are in the military, right?
I was, ma'am. I am now currently retired from the military due to medical issues sustained while being over on the battlefield. So I can understand and completely relate to some of the issues going on today, as well as what we're about to see in the movie premiere.
Very good. So this film is nowadays, right? So why do you think it's so important, especially now?
Just to let people know, as the military says, civilians, to let people not involved with the military know what we go through. Not only overseas, over in the area, the theater, but as well as back home. The big cliche is you can't turn it off, and that is true. You can't turn it off. And no matter how much family gives you hugs, how many friends, says that it's okay, it never really is. And all you can do is make it one step at a day, or one day at a time, one step at a time.
Yeah, that's true. Right now we have International March of Veterans. So this film is important because of it too. Could you please tell a little bit about this too, your opinion?
I think it's good. I think it lets other veterans see that other veterans are out there supporting each other and as well as themselves. I think it's important that you have a lot of veterans sitting at home and they're just too ashamed and too afraid to get up and realize that, life is not over, no matter what they feel. And you have veterans out there going in the march that are just happy to be, up walking or what have you, just happy to be alive. And yeah, there's struggles mentally. However, they can still see the sun. They can still, feel the wind. And you have veterans that don't even experience that because they're too afraid to get up. And that's the hardest part, is telling yourself you can get up.
Thank you so much. What you just said, it's very touchy and important. Thank you, and enjoy your evening. Thank you for being here tonight with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to present the James Monroe High School ROTC Color Guard. Presenting the colors, will you please rise?
Arch, arch, 1, 2, 3, 4, colors, halt. Left turn, arch. Freeze head, colors. Colors. Colors of first arch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right turn, arch. Halt. out, arch, arch. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Could I call for a moment of silence, please, in memory of the veterans? Thank you. Welcome to the most beautiful and historic TCL Chinese Theater on this very auspicious All Saints Eve 2015. My name is Hilton Morris. I'm a former Marine of the 8th and I Barracks, which means I was with a ceremonial unit in Washington, D.C. Our duty was to provide guard service to the President of the United States and funeral cordon services to gentlemen like General Omar Bradley. I would like to MC this event along with my co-host, Damien Delejeune. That's Belgium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, Belgium, yes. Ah, okay. And to get things moving along, we have a city proclamation and a short speech. Turn it over to you.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight and supporting our friends, our veterans, and event and his beautiful Brotherhood base. And I would like to invite a friend and person who came to support again event and movie Brotherhood battle, retired Sheriff Leroy Bata. I also want to introduce our co-host, beautiful lady Taryn Ashley. She did a beautiful job in red carpet, and also we will have some awards together. Thank you.
First of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a delight for me to be here. This is a very important film about diplomacy between people, particularly the Russian people as well as the American soldiers combined. And this scroll here is a commendation for what this occasion is this evening, Battle Brotherhood Day. And it's signed by Mitch O'Farrell, a council member of the 13th District for the City of Los Angeles. Whereas Battle Brotherhood and its many partners have become an integral part of the military and Hollywood landscape via the launch of its support for post-war veterans of Afghanistan and Iraq. And whereas Battle Brotherhood is among the world's first veteran support groups of its kind. And whereas Battle Brotherhood is hosting as world premiere in Hollywood before an international audience, and whereas Battle Brotherhood is growing throughout the world in its scope and purpose, and has made filmmaking an integral part of its long-range international mission. And whereas Battle Brotherhood has chosen Hollywood and the Chinese theater to officially launch its worldwide debut. Now I therefore be it resolved that the Los Angeles City Council does hereby commemorate November 1st, 2015 as Battle Brotherhood Day in the city of Los Angeles, signed Mitch O'Farrell, Council Member, 13th District. We're also very honored to have the father of David Lyon, Gordon Lyon, who as a proud father, you'll hear from at a future point, I believe, after the film. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So winding back to Hilton. Hilton, can we ask you here? Thank you. So we have awards and like it's token appreciation for friendship and philanthropy to Leroy David Baca. 49 years, retired sheriff of LAPD, and now our friend who supports veterans. Thank you so much for coming tonight and being like sure whatever you have to say. maybe you would like to add a few words.
Well, I want to first of all thank the bagpipes who came forth and started this very, very important evening. And let me say this about bagpipes. They are probably the most appropriate instrument of music when it comes to the field of battle. When we have so many people here who have served in the United States Armed Services and the Russian Armed Services. I also want to say this, that having served in the United States Marine Corps myself, I understand what sacrifice means. But at the same time, I also understand what this film is going to achieve throughout the world. And that is men and women in the field, in battle, suffer immensely when they're wounded by what essentially is armament of the opposite side. But when it's over with, you'll see in this film how important it is to respect the men and women of any armed force within the world, because their injuries are significant to the point where they deserve to be respected. So thank you very much for this award.
Thank you. Okay, this is the sort of soapbox part of it. The Battle Brotherhood has been a brand name for some time now. It has finally decided to become also a nonprofit corporation to assist disabled veterans. And there's been some politically correct and incorrect things said about them. They are not telling anyone what to do. They are merely pointing out that there is still a need for help for disabled veterans worldwide. In America alone, over 20 veterans a day take their own lives because they cannot cope with the day-to-day problems that you and I face. All right? There needs to be a voice. They need to know that they're not alone out there. And this is why the Battle Brotherhood is offering events like tonight and the March of Veterans to reach out to them and say that their voices are important and can be heard throughout our developing community. Okay, now the movie itself that you're about to watch is a very innovative documentary, and it's largely due to the good works of David Lon. Okay, he is a freethinker and brave man, and we are honoring him tonight with this premiere. Okay, again, because of its content, this film has become somewhat controversial, especially in our political times that we're living in right now. And it reaches a level of spirit and viewing the human spirit in a way that calls for change. And there should be a social change coming about that accepts brave and courageous individuals back into society after being in the fight. So, without further ado, I would like to present the Battle Brotherhood.
International March of Veterans that commemorates the warriors of all nations and epochs and the 70-year anniversary of the victory over fascism. This movie is part of the international project.
I don't even remember why, but we just walked onto the minefield. But I felt my second leg go onto the firing fuse. I lost about 4.5 liters of blood.
Two guys with detectors and a bomb dog, so I just the unlucky foot stepped on one, and it was a full amputation and the arm damage right.
I don't remember any of it, but apparently the whole vehicle was flipped up, thrown up into the air and flipped over. There was no top on the vehicle, it was open. The guys behind me told me I was 30 feet in the air. They told me that while I was still in the air, the medic could tell that
I was a United States Marine. And of course, if I had been ordered to fight against Russian soldiers, that's what I would have done. if I'd been ordered to fight together with Russian soldiers. The relationships between these people who had gone through this pit of hell in their lives, these relationships grow to become this phenomenon. They develop into this hard as granite or diamond concept, the Battle Brotherhood, and the soldiers of the other superpower. Each of them executes orders and serves their motherland, but all live on the same planet, and all people are brothers. These are the key ideas behind the concept of the Battle Brotherhood, the Brotherhood without borders.
Before we give our first annual awards this evening, we would like to have some acknowledgments of individuals and another guest speaker. Ronald Reagan was president when I was in active duty, and I'd like to share a small quote of his with you this evening. Once you begin a great movement, there's no telling where it will end. We meant to change a nation, and instead we changed the world. Okay. Our guest speaker next is a member of the joint U.S.-Russian Commission on Finding POWs and MIAs, Maxim Alexeyev. If you could come forward.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be here to participate in this event. Just a few words about the commission I represent here. Our commission is here, and the main task is to clarify the fate of all soldiers, Russians and Americans, who missed in actions during the war conflicts of 20th century. Myself, I am a veteran of war in Afghanistan. My tour of duty ended in 1989. Then, being posted as a UN military observer in Iraq, then in Africa, in Congo, I met a lot of foreign officers, and a lot of them passed through wars and had experience of combat action. So we had approximately the same feelings, in spite of the fact we wear different uniforms, we spoke different languages, but we had the same understanding of the life. And that time I had an idea. A war started once and will never end in its soldier's soul. The war ends when the last soldier, its last soldier, is dead. But we survived, we're still alive. And I have a feeling we need to live for people who love us, to live for people who passed away. And we need to live and work. We need to work for other people to understand their country's servicemen. They should understand that those soldiers who gave everything they had and who want their countries to love them as much as they did it. So I think we should work together, and I hope we'll do it together. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. We hope you will step out. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.
Okay, Damien, if you'll come up.
First off, thank you so much. It's been an honor just to be here tonight and to meet all of you as you're coming in. It's just a great honor for me. Today, I would like to give out some awards to 3 special people, the first of which, I'll give a little introduction. On April 17th, 2010, Marine Sergeant First Class David Lyon stepped on a mine in Afghanistan. This tragedy, this result in the loss of both legs just above the knee. Fortunately, David was able to survive the tragedy, and even though the doctors told him he would never be able to walk again, he made it his mission to do so. Not only for himself, but also to inspire other disabled veterans. This evening's event is directly related to honoring David's efforts. Accepting the Battle Brotherhood Medal Award for David is his son and his father. April 2nd, 2004, Specialist Stacy Carr and her unit 115th CSH fought in the Battle of Abu Ghraib. She was blown into a bunker when an RPG landed only 6 feet from her. Despite injury and smoke inhalation, Stacy continued her mission and rendered aid to U.S. personnel and Iraq detainees. Her goal now is to raise her 3 beautiful children and become a nurse practitioner. Accepting the Battle Brotherhood Awards, Stacy Carr. If you could please come forward.
Thank you, Stacy. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Can you do that? Thank you. You happy?
I would just like to say thank you for this award. It's an honor and a privilege, and I am truly humbled by all of the people that came today to be a part of this organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. God bless you.
Staff Sergeant Andrew Bennett was deployed to Iraq 4 different times. He bravely provided security, constructed bridge demolition, and construction, all while under fire. He has been awarded numerous commendations for his service and devotion to his duty. Andrew has since retired from the military as of March 2013. He now continues his mission as a husband and a father. He also supports disabled veterans by participating on a softball team conducted by Vet Sports, a non-for-profit organization sponsoring disabled veterans. Accepting the Battle Brotherhood Award, Andrew Bennett.
Thank you so much for coming. Thanks, Kevin.
I'd like to thank everyone who had a part in tonight. I'd like to thank the fact that I was able to come all the way from Florida to be here tonight. This is, as Ms. Stacy said, a great and humbling experience, and I have nothing but kind words for the Battle Brotherhood and many, many thanks. And thank you.
I would like to thank everyone for coming this evening to our event. The people in rows M and N or with a VIP ticket, please, on your way out, look for an usher and they will direct you where you're supposed to go next. For the rest of you, again, thank you for coming this evening, and I urge you to go home, please, and talk to your friends and family about this event, because it is your words that will be the match for David's dream. Thank you so much. Good evening.
что я подумал, вот, посмотрев такой фильм, дети, особенно новобранцы, спросят самих себя, зачем я пойду воевать, зачем мы будем воевать с друг другом, если в итоге мы оказываемся в той ситуации, когда мы пожимаем друг другу руки, но мы все искалечены. Что мы доказали друг другу? Это у меня в боях, которые я выиграл, у ребят, наверное, вот это первый вопрос. То есть я как-то вовремя ушел, себе все доказал быстренько и ушел заниматься тем, что я хотел делать, то есть кино. А вот совсем недавно я встретил всех моих бойцов, всех моих друзей, кто был после меня. В Лас-Вегасе на большом там был такой экспо-конвеншн, 60 тысяч гостей, собрали всех. Половина из них ну, просто больные люди. Большинство, наверное, конечно, из-за стероидов, многие из-за просто огромного количества травм. И вот что-то люди все доказывали. И в итоге я посмотрел, просто никто из них, собственно-то, не состоялся. То есть финансово никто не состоялся. Все что-то доказывали. А в итоге вернулись нормальные ребята. Я, кстати, всегда рассказывал, что именно на этих боях я увидел настоящее сострадание друг к другу, настоящее, как здесь было сказано, Brotherhood, то есть братство. Это когда человек в бою видит, что у тебя травма, там, допустим, в данном случае у меня вылетело колено, отошел на 2 шага, дал мне вправить, и после этого мы продолжили бой. И люди в боевых действиях, те, кого мы видели сегодня на экране, они такие же. Вот я вижу по их глазам, что они такие же. Они убивали, потому что был приказ. И также отступали на 2 шага, давали вправить колено, я образно говорю. Я просто вижу по глазам, что люди-то порядочные все. Другое дело, что чей приказ они выполняли, зачем? Этот вопрос ты задаешь самому себе, когда уже иногда бывает поздно. И вот благодаря этому фильму, я надеюсь, многие зададут этот вопрос именно вовремя. Вообще самая лучшая битва, та, которая не состоялась. И я очень горжусь моей дружбой с Искандером, потому что он на своих плечах вытянул эту идею, этот проект. Он как, знаете, как машинка. Вот он начал работать, и она, не избавляя обороты, шла. И вот мы сейчас увидели этот проект. Даже то, как он презентован, то есть мы находимся в самом центре старинного Голливуда, то есть китайский кинотеатр, там, где проходили Оскары. Но лучше, наверное, лучшее место для презентации придумать нельзя. И был полный зал. И люди реально хлопали не потому, что это принято, а потому, что они хлопали. Очень многие расчувствовались. Я 2 вещи вынес. Одну я уже вам озвучил. То, что, посмотрев этот фильм, многие ребята зададутся вопросом, зачем мне идти убивать. А второй, я очень просто рад за Сашу, за Искандера, что он начал выполнять свою задумку. То есть он воевал в Афганистане, это осталось у него на всю жизнь. И человек не изменился, остался верен. То есть у него есть такая супер идея по жизни. Мало у кого она есть, у него есть. И я очень горжусь его дружбой с ним и горжусь, что он сделал сегодня этот фильм. И горжусь, что этот фильм был так здорово принят сегодня.
I put a law from 1995. Every studio must make 3 family movie from 1995.
Also, we have 2 questions. One is like, what your feelings about this movie? What about its movement called Brotherhood? What do you feel?
It was a very best poetry, one of the greatest poetry I ever, seen it or read it. Poetry. And the poem, because I was been international film festival, 56 international film festival. This movie, I'm going to talk to Academy, and I'm going to come to a festival suggestion because it was heart driving, not mind driving. I was so touched my heart with this movie. It was great editing, great photography, great acting. It's such amazing because I done myself Berlin Wall documentary movie, but this kind of movie is very, very hard. How to editing, how to capture all the beautiful moment. It was wonderful. I believe it's very desire to send it to every film festival. And the most important, this is inspiring. It's not the crying. The encourage people. They encourage indirectly beside how to encourage to fight, to unify the peace. That's beautiful of this movie. Unify the peace. And that's I really love that. That was a very good message. Unify the peace, not the war. So it doesn't matter. You are from Africa, you are from Iraq, you are Iran, from Russia. How we can make unify the love and peace. The war cannot make us separate. That was the movie about. The war cannot separate. Our heart together. We all come from a little village. We are brother sister, and I'm very, very salute to this movie.
Awareness more than anything. Awareness and awareness in many ways. In one way, what war does to people, and the other way, the veterans and the soldiers, the army that goes to war and what they do for you and the country. So it's, I would say, very controversial from my understanding. It's awareness in two different ways. Yes, it's a nice documentary, nice cinematography. Absolutely, and it's a movie that's not meant to be beautiful because there's nothing beautiful about war, and so I can't say what a beautiful film, but beautiful in terms of awareness again. Because it does its job to bring awareness.
What was the most amazing thing to me to learn about these veterans is that, we think of them as heroes on the battlefield, but these are people that are heroes in their everyday life. I couldn't say that if something like that happened to me that I could get up and keep walking with such courage. These people are actually heroes every single day of their lives, which is, that really touched my heart because, we think of heroism in a way of fighting, but they're fighting every single day to live their lives and to be happy and walk around with a smile on their face. And I think none of us can complain about our lives after seeing that, and we owe them so much so many thank yous, not just for what they did at the war, but what they do every single day in their lives.
There was a dialogue. They said they said we are the same uniform, the same uniform, and the same message. So this is very, very outstanding, the way they're talking, they're very clear. And they said, we love your country, we die for country, we dying for you, what you can do for us. That is very fair. I love that justice. Because this is media have a responsibility, they do the job. I have to do my part. If I have it decently, you can see no hand, no heart. It's still standing for a country, not just a country. It's standing for human being, mankind. This is different. Not I am Russia or you're America. The good thing about this movie, it was unified the love and peace, and we are from one God, whatever, and one heart. I'm very excited about that movie.
One human heart.
That's it. At the end of the day, we're going back to where we come from.
Yes,
human being, a little village.
Thank you very much.
And speaking of heroism too, Antonio Giuliani, he fights on the battleground for our families every single day. He petitioned the Congress, was it?
Yes, Congress.
So that we have
Congressman.
to have family films here in America, and because of that, we have every movie studio has to make 3 family films every single year. And then on top of that, we're working to unite people through the Olympia Awards, which is the 7 arts of the world. And just recently, I learned how important this is because, you know, we're taking artists from every land and bringing them together, just like this movie took soldiers from every land and brought them together. Because if they can realize that, hey, we're all just fighting for our people, we're all just fighting for our families, then we can unite, and the people can be so much bigger than even our governments in the way that we support each other to unify. Because really, do we even need war anymore?
Yes.
And the source of that is all communication through these arts,
You
like
make it very
film.
beautiful. You say human being. I like that. This is a human being. If you really exercise, not talking. Exercise.